It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. It is better to be alone than in bad company. If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. My mother was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. All I owe to my mother. I attribute my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her. But lest some unlucky event should happen unfavorable to my reputation, I beg it may be remembered by every gentleman in the room that I this day declare with the utmost sincerity, I do not think myself equal to the command I am honored with. A primary object should be the education of our youth in the science of government. In a republic, what species of knowledge can be equally important? And what duty more pressing than communicating it to those who are to be the future guardians of the liberties of the country? Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. True friendship is a plant of slow growth, and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity before it is entitled to appellation. A free people ought not only to be armed, but disciplined, to which end a uniform and well-digested plan is requisite, and their safety and interest require that they should promote such manufactories as tend to render them independent of others for essential, particularly military, supplies. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. True friendship is a plant of slow growth, and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity, before it is entitled to the appellation. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. 99% of failures come from people who make excuses. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Human happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Happiness depends more upon the internal frame of a person's own mind than on the externals in the world. I hold the maxim no less applicable to public than to private affairs, that honesty is the best policy. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. There is nothing which can better deserve our patronage than the promotion of science and literature. Knowledge is in every country the surest basis of public happiness. Let us therefore animate and encourage each other, and show the whole world that a freeman, contending for liberty on his own ground, is superior to any slavish mercenary on earth. My first wish is to see this plague of mankind, war, banished from the earth. If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. It will be found an unjust and unwise jealousy to deprive a man of his natural liberty upon the supposition he may abuse it. Observe good faith and justice toward all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. A slender acquaintance with the world must convince every man that actions, not words, are the true criterion of the attachment of friends. Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair, the rest is in the hands of God. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. My mother was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. All I owe to my mother. I attribute my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her. If we desire to avoid insult, we must be able to repel it. If we desire to secure peace, one of the most powerful instruments of our rising prosperity, it must be known that we are at all times ready for war. Real men despise battle, but will never run from it. There is nothing so likely to produce peace as to be well prepared to meet the enemy. We should not look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors and for the purpose of profiting by dearly bought experience. A sensible woman can never be happy with a fool. I have always considered marriage as the most interesting event of one's life, the foundation of happiness or misery. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. The turning points of lives are not the great moments. The real crises are often concealed in occurrences so trivial in appearance that they pass unobserved. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Nothing can be more hurtful to the service than the neglect of discipline, for that discipline, more than numbers, gives one army the superiority over another. Experience teaches us that it is much easier to prevent an enemy from posting themselves than it is to dislodge them after they have got possession. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. Religion is as necessary to reason as reason is to religion. The one cannot exist without the other. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble. Be not glad at the misfortune of another, though he may be your enemy. Strive not with your superiors in argument, but always submit your judgment to others with modesty.